What's poppin', fam? Welcome to Don't Touch My Mindset, a podcast that is designed to uplift, inspire, and motivate you, and most importantly, share tools to help you protect that mindset. Say, we in here. We recording, bro. I'm excited. We are here. We just gonna get it jumping. We just gonna get it started. I love it. Welcome. I'm your host, Jay Chase. Happy to be here with you. Happy to have another episode of Don't Touch My Mindset, another podcast, another mindset, another principle to live by. And I'm excited about today's episode. But before we dive into all of that, thank you guys. Thank you so much for rocking with us. Thank you for the feedback on the podcast. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Thank you for sharing the podcast. It's been crazy that it's been almost 5 years. It's been almost 5 years of doing this podcast, having the support, building the community, building the challenge, building the business, like doing it all. It's been over the course of 5 years, right? To know that you're still listening, that you listened to episode 1, mindset number 1, kill the bear. And now we're here, structured, seasons. We know what we're doing. We know the brand. Like, it's kind of unbelievable what kind of growth will happen when you maintain focus and you exhibit a rested hustle. And that's what we're talking about today, is a rested hustle. And you're probably like, Jay, what is a rested? Like, you can't hustle and rest. Well, that's the problem. Hustle culture has taught us that we can't rest and hustle. That exhaustion automatically equals success. And it don't really work like that. The truth is that you can build something meaningful without destroying your peace in the process. And that's what we're going to dive into today. So, like, I'm excited about today's episode because too many of us run on E. Too many of us run with nothing in the fuel tank. Too many of us try and sacrifice everything to build something. And yeah, you may have to sacrifice a little bit. Yes, you may have a couple of late nights. Yes, you may stay up, but you don't have to run you to exhaustion. E stands for exhaustion. No gas in the tank, right? Your car is exhausted when you're running on E. Don't worry about it. You're just pushing through. We need a rested hustle. And that's what tonight's about. But before we dive in, weekly announcement, Q2 90-day personal growth challenge is underway. You can still hop in. You can still get started. We will open up the doors for open enrollment June 15th. That's coming up. June's like right around the corner, right? We're day 51 into the quarter, and Q3 is right around the corner, dude. We got less than 30 days left. I wonder how you're going to spend it. Are you going to spend it getting better? Are you going to spend it doing the things that you need to do? Are you going to spend it pushing towards your goals and getting close to that point? This community will help you. Join the Don't Touch My Mindset community on School. We love you guys. I promise you, just show up to the calls. Consistency beats intensity. So you keep stacking those small wins consistently, you're going to eventually get to where you want to go. So make sure that you join our Sunday mentorship calls. We got a mentorship program that's pretty absolutely amazing. I'm not going to flex on that. I teach those calls every week on Sunday at 4 p.m., but you can join us there. If anything resonates, anything that you like from this episode, anything that sticks with you, please rate, review, share with a friend. It all helps the show grow. Tag us on Instagram at Don't Touch My Mindset, at DJ Chase. And let's keep rocking. That's all I got for you today. We just gonna dive straight into it. How about that? Let's dive. I always like to start off with a quote, and today's quote comes from Anne Lamott. Almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you. And the reason that this quote stuck out to me today is I have this thing called the 2% rule. You got to be 2% smarter than the thing that you're dealing with, right? And sometimes that 2% is just unplugging it and plugging it back in. But what this quote highlights is that everything will work again. Almost everything will work again if you just unplug it for a few minutes, including you, including yourself. Rest is not a weakness, it's maintenance. Like, leaders who sustain impact learn how to recharge intentionally. So when you're thinking about, okay, what's that next step? What's the next level? Where do I need to go from here? Right? And you're in the midst of the busy season, you're hustling all the time. Understand that maybe you just might need to unplug just a little bit. And that's what today's about, is I'm going to show you guys how to embrace the rested hustle, ambition without the anxiety that comes with it, of how do I stay ambitious? How do I stay hustling? How do I stay moving? And it's super funny because I think about my old boss at the dealership, and he would always say, it's hard to hit a moving target. Just keep moving. Just got to keep moving. And I'm like, yeah, you do. But sometimes we got to unplug too. Sometimes we got to get back to ourselves and recharge. Let that come from the depths of within us and knowing what we need in order to fill our cup so we can pour out and be the best version of us. Honestly, there was a season of my life where I believe slowing down meant falling behind. So I just kept pushing forward, more work, more effort, more pressure. I kept putting that on myself to where I used to tell myself, don't use your half-ass, use your whole ass in everything you do. Right? So stay focused, right? But I would turn that into more focus, more effort, more pressure, until one day that my body and my mind basically said enough. And it was crazy. It was January, the beginning of this year. And I got hit with a migraine. It started off with my head hurting a little bit. I laid down, and then over the course of 12 hours, I was actually throwing up 12 times. So I had to go to the ER. I'm like, your boy got a tumor or something. This ain't right. I ain't supposed to be feeling like this. This ain't supposed. I got to the point where I'm just dry heaving, right? But I have this killer headache. I get in there, they give me the headache, migraine cocktail, put it in me. I start to feel a little bit better. They said it's a tension headache. Are you stressed out? I was like, wow. I've been running hard, trying to build the business, build the podcast, build the dealership, build the team, I've been running hard. And my body said that was enough right then and there. That was it. And that moment taught me something super powerful, is that you don't burn out because you work hard. You burn out because you never pause long enough to recover. I didn't take a vacation last year. I didn't take a week off work. I didn't put the community down for a couple of days. Every day there was something to do, and I was pushing myself in order to get to this place that I wanted to be. And then my body said, enough. We're done. And that leads me to the heart of the episode, where I talk about ambition without the anxiety that comes with it. Ambition is beautiful, but ambition without recovery becomes anxiety, right? Most effective leaders in the world understand rhythm. Got to be on. You got to be off. What's your leadership rhythm, right? Work, recover, work again, right? Even when you're weightlifting, work, recover, work again. You got to take time off in order for the muscle to build. Rest is not the opposite of productivity. It's a part of the cycle. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, is that sometimes you just need to rest, because eventually you're going to burn yourself out. And so there's a rested model that we can follow in order to help us get to that point where we understand what our leadership rhythm is, how we show up, when we need to rest, when we need to recover, when we need to upgrade the system, the cycle or the process, right? But a lot of people in their own mind just ignore rest completely. They run until they hit the brick wall. And that's not what it's about. What it's really about is understanding that I'm going to have to work some white noise into my schedule at some point. And when I say white noise, I want you to know that white noise means your time to be spontaneous, right? We want to schedule everything. We want to operate from our calendars. Like I said, we want to stay busy. So if you're one of those people that absolutely needs to stay busy, why don't we schedule white noise? Schedule nothing to do for 2 hours. Jay, that's a waste of my time. Time is money. No, you're burning yourself out. There's a cycle. There's a process, right? You're not working out 24/7 to be the buffest dude in the building. There's a process. You got to work certain muscle groups on certain days, and then we got to rest, recover, hydrate. Those are the things that are important to us. So I want to give you guys something practical. I want to look at the rested hustle model, right? And this was just something that I was thinking about as I reflect on my almost 13 years in the car industry, my 5 years of building my own coaching business and the podcast. I was like, where could I tell somebody who was starting from ground one how to do this without burning out? That's the rested hustle. That's all it is. You can hustle and rest. So point number one, first principle is work with intention. When you work fully. Stay focused. Stay locked in, young one. Button up, big fella. Really work when you're working. No distractions. Focus, effort. Keep it going. And don't, like I said, don't use your half-ass. Use your whole ass, and make sure that you get the job done correctly the first time. I always tell myself fast isn't fast if I have to do it twice. So I'm going to make sure I do it right the first time. That's the rested hustle, right? So then we're thinking about understanding, one, work with intention. And then when the intentional work has finished, two, rest without guilt. Some of us feel guilty when we rest. Some of us feel like, man, I ain't doing nothing with my time. I'm not any of this. I'm not that. And it's not really about that. But what it's really about is knowing that recovery is necessary. Whatever recovery may look like for you. Maybe it's not a 2-hour nap, a 3-hour nap. Like for me, I remember when COVID hit, and this is really when I learned this model of rested ambition, is that the dealership had us work 1 week on, 1 week off. We were split into 2 teams and we were covering it like that, trying to maintain the social distancing. And, you know, by the second time that week off comes up, everybody's asking everybody, what you gonna do with your week off? What you gonna do with your week off? You know, I was like, oh man, I'm probably gonna spend some time, you know, in nature, at the park, running, doing it, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I learned that I'm a napper, bro. I'm a napper. I need to take a 1 hour nap to maintain and operate at my fullest. I'm a napper. So even like on my off days, I know that there's things that I got to do and things that I got to get done for the business, but guess what? Jay gonna take a nap. I'm a napper, and that's okay. Sleep, reflection, stillness, meditate, pray, whatever it may look like, but just rest without guilt. That's the most important part, is that you knowing that you can rest without guilt, that there's nobody here that's trying to push you into doing more, or let alone you letting yourself push you into doing more. And lastly, after we've worked with intention, after we've rested without guilt, lastly, let's return with clarity. Return with clarity. Don't return at the same level. Return ready to go to the next level. When you come back from rest, your perspective is sharper. Your decisions improve. Your clarity expands. Your creativity expands. Your capacity expands. We actually move the edges out when we've rested. Like I said, if you're a bodybuilder, the biggest thing about your growth is your rest and recovery. If you talk to any sports player, if you watch any of the interviews and anything like that, your biggest asset to your growth is your rest and your recovery. And so you have to return with clarity. You'll be so much better after we rested, right? So now this is the fun part. This is the practical part, because a lot of y'all said, Jay, that sounds good. That sounds great, Jay. But how do we do it? Like, where's the practicality in that? So I'm going to be real simple. I already said it in this podcast. I ain't going to keep you long, and I ain't going to make you wrong. But it's time to start scheduling recovery the same way that you schedule work. That's what it is. If you don't have a rest day, we need to find little minutes during the day to rest, right? It always cracked me up, because when I smoke cigarettes, I'd be running outside, go get a cigarette smoke, cigarette break. But then the people who didn't smoke was like, why do you always get so many breaks and I don't? And you going to go harm yourself. I was like, yo, that's crazy to even think about. That's crazy. I was like, y'all need to take a healthy walk break, like every hour. And so that's something that you can start to schedule, like you schedule your work. So I want you this week to protect time for your sleep, your movement, your reflection, and most importantly, your connection with yourself. Your best ideas often come when you're not grinding. You can't be in the thick of it trying to create what's next coming after it, because you're focused on completing the task at hand. And that's okay. So choose one evening this week to unplug early. No work, no phone, just rest. Being with yourself, stillness and thoughts, maybe even prayer. But understanding where that comes from and intentionally sitting in that rest so you can recharge for the next week, for the next time that it comes, right? This is what you're going to do in order to protect your power, protect your peace, right? In order to move the bar on where it is that you want to go. Like, one, I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening to us. Thank you for rocking with us today. But just know as we close today, that rest is a part of the hustle. Take time to care for yourself. Take time to make sure that your cup is full. Take time to understand that you come first, and you can't be the best you if you're giving out the best you to everybody else and not yourself. Nobody can depend on you when you're half you and you're getting what's left of you. So I really need you to understand that you're important and your rest is important, and it's essential to your hustle, especially if you're trying to build something meaningful. It's not a crime to protect your peace or protect your time during the process. Look, I love you guys. You're absolutely amazing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for rocking with us. We're back next week with a brand new episode, a brand new mindset. But until then, stay focused, stay inspired, stay connected, and please, 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 don't let anyone touch your mindset.